Hi again, Cherry.
I don't think it works.
No, it's recording.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the live and the timer didn't go.
No, it's recording.
So, oops.
Oops. No, we're
Okay.
streaming this.
Oh.
We want everybody to know.
Oh my god.
It's a secret to everybody.
It'll be on the wrong channel also.
Yeah.
Hello. To get back on track, hello.
Charizard.
Yes, she is indeed the Charizard. I mean, can't you tell from the
Everything about her.
I cannot read her bio.
You can't? Okay.
Do you want to do it on this?
Sorry. This is Earleen Hargrave. So Earl and then Gray.
Gray.
Because we're very clever. Because, she...
Looks like a teapot.
She looks like a teapot. She's 17 and she has curse body. She's serious and hates to lose. Her moves are tea time, aromatic mist, protect, and aromatherapy. So clearly she's a very big fan of battling. Those are all status moves, by the way.
Yeah, in case you didn't know. None of those moves
do any damage.
In fact, 2 of them are purely defensive, and one of them provides a status boost to, I think, allies specifically.
Yeah.
Aromatic mist is weird.
Aromatic mist is really weird. I think it prevents sleeping.
No, that's the one that boosts ally special defense.
Oh, what the fuck am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of Misty Terrain, I think. I'm thinking of Misty Terrain. She goes to Suicune House. She's 5'2", and her date of birth is September 18th, and her blood type's AB. She's an interesting one. Yeah. She's interesting. You gotta go into detail about it.
We have mentioned this before, but her big reason for being wealthy and somewhat well-known within certain circles is that she's a major... What would you say? Battle forecaster?
Yeah.
Would that be?
Yeah, because they're sports forecasters. Yeah. So she's a battle forecaster.
And she's especially well known for having a completely perfect record.
Like she's never been wrong.
Which she is very much. She will very much remind you of that, and she's also very proud of it. Which is part where the hates to lose come from.
Yeah.
Because she does not intend on ever
being wrong.
And she hasn't yet, ever since she started doing the battling forecast. She's been right. And I guess that's why she has the parasol with her. It's because weather and forecasts.
Yes, okay, yes. Except it's not an umbrella, it's a parasol.
I know, I said it was a parasol.
Yes, but the parasol doesn't protect you from the rain, an umbrella does.
That's true. It's not an umbrella.
It's not an umbrella. I called it an umbrella in the test run that we did, and she said, thanks, it's a parasol.
That was literally one of her first lines, and I'm like...
She said, thanks, it's a parasol. And I was like, oh, okay.
And that was one of her first lines, and I instantly just established her character by that with just that line alone.
So that's basically the entirety of her character, is that like
she's a complete smartass.
She's a smartass, and she's really refined about it. Like she's not snarky, she's just a smartass.
Like because she didn't say it as in like idiot.
No, she's just
it's a parasol. She was like, oh no, it's a parasol.
Like, oh, you simpleton. You don't know the difference.
Let me correct.
And me out of character. I was like, oh, you fucking bitch.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch.
I can't decide if that was a good first impression or a really bad one.
I was like, what the fuck?
But,
that's a good first impressions with this. First her and then Colleen.
Yeah.
Just screaming at me.
Oh my god. As answered in the Q&A video about the forecast, mostly they're mostly based off of various battling statistics,
spreadsheets and stuff, like up to the minute kind of shit. Like
and also like based on like purely like people's strengths, weaknesses, advantages they may have over each other, their moves, their everything. Like she does research on all of that and uses that to make basically very educated guesses, or at least, like, from there, like, she would be like, okay, well, logically, if I run the numbers, this should be what the outcome is.
Yeah.
You asked if it was purely that or the thing, and I reply with, basically it is, unless there's a tie, in which case she'll basically go with her gut and then
prove it with math afterwards.
Yeah, and have like confirmation bias, in that she'll be like, oh, okay, like, this is my answer, but wait, if I do this math, then it actually makes sense. So
now,
it's fine.
My question is this: does she get the gut feeling and prove it with math, or does she do the math first?
She gets the gut feeling, like, if it's a tie, she gets a gut feeling, and then...
Oh, okay, I see.
But then she's like, oh, but I'm gonna have to, like, back it up with math, because clearly, like, I can't just go off of an assumption.
Yeah. She's very logical like that.
And that's basically, like, what she does, is that, like, if there's anything, it has a clear answer, and battling itself is not useful to her, because she'll know what the outcome is. So that's
why she doesn't do it.
She has no aspiration to do it herself. She wouldn't want to, because it's...
I guess she would know whether she would win or lose immediately.
Yeah, she also, well, it's not just that, it's also that she just thinks it's for, like, I don't know, it's for people below her, or beneath her.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, that's not me. I don't have to cave somebody's face in for fun. That's just barbaric.
Yet she's a fan.
And she, so, like, she kind of doesn't like battling, but I mean, it makes a lot of money, predicting the outcome, so I guess...
That's weird. I think that's interesting. Her relationship with battling is very strange.
Yeah, it's that she both feels that it's like too violent almost, and she, like, thinks it's useless because, like, I mean, if the outcome's that obvious, then why even
does she think that everybody else can figure it out like her, or does she...
She doesn't think that other people can figure it out like her, but if she tells you, like, oh, well, the outcome of this battle will be, like, such and such, then why would you even bother if you're on the losing end? Like, why, like, if for example, if, like, you have a character who's like, I want to pick a fight with this person, and she's like, don't, because you'll lose. But what you do it anyways, and she'll think you're a complete idiot because she told you so.
But could she be wrong? Can she be proven wrong?
I mean, if she is wrong, I guess she really would be wrong, but she hasn't been wrong yet.
Like, let's say that, like there is a character who wants to pick a fight with another character, and she's like, oh, you'll get your fucking ass kicked. But somehow they manage to, like, pull a win, which she'd be like, oh, I just said that. Like, kind of shit.
I don't think that she would take that very well.
Or would it, like, shatter her life?
Kind of.
Okay. Because I was wondering if she would be like, oh, well, like, I mean, I guess I, like, didn't have enough information before, or, like, clearly what I said had influenced it, because now you were, like, pissed off, and you were gonna prove me wrong. You just pulled the win out of your ass.
Yeah, like, she might make an excuse, or she, like, might, like...
Like, depending on how grave it is.
Yeah, like, but I think that it would kind of,
Like, fuck up her day majorly.
Yeah, like, it would kind of, like, shake up...
So that's
her life a little bit.
That's, like, the degree of which, like, we need to God mod battles for her to be right.
Oh my God. No, because, honestly, what I might do is, like... Because, like, usually when we have, like... things in a story, like, usually we'll know who's gonna win anyways, so obviously, like, I would just be like...
Yeah, so that's not god modding so much as just, like, these characters, like...
like, I know where the story is going, this character
like, we're very rarely going to have fights where the outcomes don't matter.
No.
Like, we're gonna predetermine outcomes beforehand, so we don't have the laser situation of we have fights that go on for hours, because we haven't decided who would lose yet.
Yeah.
And neither party wants to lose.
Yeah.
So, like, that would kind of... Yeah, no, so you would kind of use out-of-character knowledge at that point, but that's to reinforce the way that the character is.
But, I mean, like, that's just the way that the character works. Like,
yeah, because that's how you write characters that have foresight. You have to use out of character knowledge.
Yeah, I mean that's what you do.
Yeah,
obviously. Like I can't write and think in character like, hey, this, that, and the third. Obviously, like she would back it up like
with this, that, and the third logic that would make sense.
But obviously, like, I'm gonna have to use.
Yeah, no, because I wanted to pick her brain for a second because I find it fascinating, and I wanted to see kind of like the degree of which she would react to certain things like that.
The thing is that she hasn't had to react to something like that yet, because again, so far, she's without question been right. Whether or not that's all just really good predictions or really good. Like mathing and like.
Well, I mean, she basically gets a 50-50 shot every time.
Well, I mean that too, but I mean like.
I mean, like strictly speaking.
But still a 50-50 shot like, for, like 17 years. Like, well, she hasn't been doing it for 17 years. I'd imagine for like.
Over 10 years at least.
Yeah, over 10 plus years, like getting every single 50-50 shot right is still like ridiculous odds.
Double, obviously, yeah.
lucky.
No, so I'm saying that either way, it would be a big thing if she were wrong.
What could also happen, there's another factor here, is that she could have the right outcome because she calculated it, but it could be for a completely different reason.
Like what?
Like, the battle, like, didn't go in the way that she would have expected it to go, but it still had the same outcome. Like, that's still...
Yeah, no, because the only thing that matters is the end result.
Yeah, so, like, that is a thing that can happen, is that, like, she'll like...
Because, like, I'm trying to think of, like, okay, so let's talk about a pretty significant in-story moment of, when Foresight loses for the first time. So she would have predicted that.
Yes.
Even though Foresight had never lost.
Yes.
Foresight had literally never lost.
Yes.
Once. Never.
Yes.
But she saw that coming.
Yes.
Now, she wouldn't know how they would win, but Laurel used an attack without the use of her arms, which is very, very difficult in canon to do.
Yeah.
She couldn't have predicted that.
No.
But she knew that they were going to pull a win out of their ass.
Yes. Whether or not she mathed that one, or she had a gut feeling on that one,
yeah.
But she got it right is the point.
Like she wouldn't have been able to bring it down to that detail of Laurel was going to use an attack without the use of her arms.
No.
She wouldn't have been able to do that. Not that specific, but she knew that one of the two was going to pull a win out of their ass.
Yeah. I think basically she would, like, write it off as, like, well...
If you get angry enough.
No. See, like, she would have, like, like, how did I know that was going to happen? It's like, well, they're both, like, there were 3 people with a lot of experience in that battle, and 2 of them had the clear advantage over the other one, who was on the opposing team. So I mean,
who had the advantage.
So, I mean, like, they had the regular advantage, and they were, like, the team with the most collective experience. So it's an easy...
But that could go against other predictions where she would say that Zuberi basically carries and Ashes is there for support.
Yeah.
Because
But no.
Actually,
it wouldn't go against that.
Because Foresight and Galadivors have never fought.
No.
They've literally never fought before.
And the thing is that, like, in that particular match, like, he is the powerhouse, but that was the match where he had the disadvantage. Yeah. So he wouldn't be able to carry. That was the whole point.
Because he's doubly weak to both of them.
Granted, that's not how they ended up winning or losing anyways, but, like, that's not what matters. That was her prediction, and she was right.
Yes.
In that
because he took a moonblast to the face.
And that kind of kills some people.
That kind of kills some people.
So that's the thing, is that, like, it doesn't matter if what she says, like, isn't accurate to, like, the end result, like, came to be, but, like, that would have been her logic for, like, deciding on that one.
Yes.
It's like, well, obviously they were going to win because they had type advantages and the experience advantage. Like, it was clear cut to me.
Yeah.
Duh. Like, why was this... I can't believe people were surprised with that outcome because I saw it coming from a mile away.
Even though I'm sure that that her betting against Foresight was quite the stir. That could be a historical moment that characters could recount if they needed like a thing to remember her by. Be like, oh, you were the crazy bitch that bet against Foresight and was right. Like, you were her. That was you.
And she would just be like, I'm not crazy. I'm just like...
I'm just math.
I'm not crazy. I'm just smart.
Yeah, no. So, like, that could be
She's like, well, why did... Well, like, you call me crazy, but, like, how... Like, why in the world did you think that was going to turn out any other way?
Because they never lost before? That's stupid. Everybody loses eventually.
Yeah, it's like, that's not a thing to go off of.
That doesn't mean anything.
Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it can't. And then somebody is like... Well, then, doesn't that mean that you could be wrong at some point? She's like...
No!
Shut up.
Yeah, no, so that's kind of something that you could remember the character by, if that's something... Like, if your character's really into battling, like, that would have made news, I think.
Yeah.
Like, because she's already well known in some circles, but I think that would have been a thing that people would know about.
Yeah, no,
that she publicly did that.
Yeah, no, she's known publicly. Like,
yes.
For doing
so that would be something that if your character doesn't know anything else about her, they know that she's the person that bet against Foresight.
Probably, yeah.
And was right.
Because I know for a fact that I stated that like she got every single match
correct in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, she hasn't gotten anything wrong.
But just to be specific there,
but she made prediction on all the matches in the tournament, and she was right in the end.
Yeah. So, like, Frigid Manor coming in second, and Gladivar's winning, and blah, 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 yeah.
Also, loser bracket. That's
yeah. So, all of that shit.
Yeah.
Completely correct.
I guess before we wrap up, because we've just been talking about her character and her gimmick the whole time, I guess talk about her family for a split second. No, it's fine.
No, because I find her very fascinating, so and I haven't really asked you any of these questions because I wanted to save it for the video.
Yeah, but before we, we can get back to questions in a second. Yeah. I just want to, touch on the family a bit.
That's fine.
Before we, basically, they, her parents, found out pretty early on that she, had a talent for making these predictions. And at first, they basically just, asked her who would win. And then, bet on whatever she said. And then, it turned out good for them. And they made some money with that. As time went on, they kind of, start relying on that more and more. And then, eventually she became kind of, a public thing. And, that made them more money. They basically, they have money now, but it's only because she started...
So it's a lot of new money, basically. She comes from kind of, a slummy town.
Yeah, she comes from basically, effectively, a poor family.
Yes.
Her parents didn't have, much to any money, basically. But now they do, because she made them a bunch of money. So
yes.
That's where she comes from, and because of that, because she was what made the money, they were, extremely, overly protective of her.
Because heaven forbid.
So she's, barely ever been, outside even. She was not allowed to go outside and do stuff, because Lord knows if something happened to her...
Their lives would be fucked.
So they basically kept her, inside and sheltered as much as they could, which is why she's not really...
Social?
Yeah.
She doesn't really know how to talk to people.
No, not at all. So that's, not only is she kind of, does she come off as being, I'm so much smarter than you. I'm so much smarter than any other student that goes to this school.
I'm so much smarter than any other D&D player.
Yes. But, it's not only that, but she also just genuinely doesn't know how to talk to people. So she kind of comes off a lot worse than she actually is. But, yeah, it's mostly just the way she was raised and lived her life up until now. But yeah, that's, I think that's all I wanted to touch on with that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, no, I find her very fascinating because I don't know much about her yet. Even
though you know most things now.
No, I know, but I still think she's very interesting. I like her gimmick a lot. It could lead to a lot of very interesting character moments.
Yes. I at least have a decent idea of how she would interact with a good number of characters, because obviously there's going to be characters who definitely hard disagree with anything that she would say about things being like super set in stone. And
it's all about the heart of the cards, yelled Alicia.
She's like, no.
What's that?
That's stupid.
And of course, Alicia's already feeling really good about battling as it is recently.
Yeah. She's about fortune, we're not gonna win because you're like.
You suck at battling.
But at the same time, like. At the same time, I think that they would, like, get along weirdly also. Because, like I said, like, she doesn't like battling, but, like, not in that, like, it doesn't interest her. Because clearly, like, she's watched all these battles. She's, like, she's seen...
She's got to be at least a passive fan.
Like, yeah, like, she's at least very knowledgeable on the subject. So, like...
She's the only one that can keep up with Alicia during her, like...
Yeah, like if there's any other like big like battling nerd, it would be her.
Yes.
Like she knows everything. She might not like. I think she's more a fan like. Where she would like. Read about the outcomes or like read about what happened rather than she would actually like watch them. Does that make sense?
Maybe, yeah.
Like she's interested in like.
Almost like the theatrics of it more than anything else. Like the outcomes of it, the lead ups to it, kind of like the math going into it. What happens when before and after.
Yeah, like that's more so what interested in the thing. It's like the thing itself is like that's boring. I know the outcome of that. Like
no, it's the everything that's before and after. It's the things leading up to it and the aftermath afterwards of how everybody reacts to what's going to happen.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, like she would like she wouldn't watch it, but she has like not like it's like she likes to go like surfing on like Wikipedia almost and like just like memorize like whole articles about sports matches that have passed.
I mean, like, what else is she gonna fucking do with her time?
Yeah, like, I mean, basically, like, I guess it's, like, just part of, like, being so sheltered is that, like, what else was she doing with her time? But, like, yeah, like, she basically...
Because watching the battles is boring, so, like...
She basically, like, everything that has been, like, said about particular battle, like, she has read.
Yes.
And, like, she gets most of her knowledge from just, like, reading about stuff rather than actually watching it. Because watching it, she doesn't actually care about. Because, like I said before, she thinks it's just, like... It's dumb idiots doing dumb idiot things. Like, why would you
battle if you're smart? Couldn't you do other things with your time?
Why would you battle if you're smart? Because you know how it's going to end. Like, who cares?
I don't understand that Galen fellow. He says he's smart, but yet he battles. What's with that?
I don't know.
Kelly, your parents are stupid.
No, not like that. Not like that.
No, I just took it a step further.
Yes. But, like... Yeah, I don't know. She basically is just like, I don't know why you would sign up to get hurt.
Yeah. But that I understand. Why would you sign up to get the snot beaten out of you? That I get.
Especially if you're not one of the more successful ones. Why would you sign up to get the snot beaten out of you? Like, I don't understand.
No, I totally get that. That I understand.
So, like, again, she has, like, a lot of knowledge on the subject. She just hasn't, like, actually, like, seen most of these battles because of why would she need to. And I think she also, like, wouldn't want to in, like, for fear that it might, like, influence her in making, like, decisions.
Maybe, yeah.
Because, like, if you like, or, like, I really like watching these people, like, clearly you'll get biased towards them and want them to win.
So if you kind of keep an arm's length with it, everything stays stays
like logical and based on facts. Like I think also partially she's like avoiding it to not get like any personal attachments involved.
That makes more sense to me. I think that does make a lot of sense. Yeah, no, I see that.
Because like that would like influence what she would like. Not even like want to predict, but like. You know what I'm saying, right? So I think that's also part of the reason that she like doesn't do it, is that she doesn't want to influence her decisions at all, or have that like gut feeling of like, well, I have a 50-50 choice, but I like this team, so I want them to win. So like,
yeah, no, I think that makes sense because she's kind of calculated in that sense. Like very like, yeah. I can't find the words, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I do know what you're trying to say. But yeah, I think that's it. Unless you have any other big questions,
She's cute.
Yes, I'm happy with her design. I like her design.
She's girlfriend, even though she's mean to me.
Yes.
Parasol.
Thanks, it's a parasol.
Thanks, it's a parasol. We still just say that. Just from time to time, we'll be like, thanks, it's a parasol.
Especially when we hear other people make that very mistake.
Yes.
Where they call parasols umbrellas.
Yes, we had a friend who did that like just earlier today. The character was like wielding a parasol in a pic, and he was like, "Oh, I like that umbrella," and we were like, "Thanks, it's a parasol."
Thanks, it's a parasol. Yeah, so that's it's kind of becoming like a little.
That's an in joke now because people rarely know the difference too, which is just funny.
Yes. For the record, umbrellas for rain, parasols for sun.
Yes. Like a parasol is like purely like a decorative thing. Like it's like
no, it's not decorative. It's to protect you from the sun.
Well, yeah, but also like it's like a accessory almost. Like people don't generally go around wearing having parasols.
No, because like I guess because like there's better ways to avoid the sun now. I mean, there's like sunscreen and stuff like that. They're from a time where that didn't exist.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. So like it's kind of also like
it's kind of like a novelty thing.
Yeah, so I see why the distinction has kind of been like lost, or why people don't know the difference. But
it's all in the name.
Yes, she's just cute.
Yes,
I like her a lot. Yeah, we'll have to see how she gets along, because I'm trying to think of like. Because maybe her and Alyssa would get along. I'm not sure, because I feel like
it depends. Like she wouldn't agree with her stances on some things, but again, like you said,
so she needs someone to geek out with about battling.
She's probably the only person who's going to be able to keep up with her.
Yes, because Lord knows, like all of her other friends don't know shit about battling.
Yeah, most of them don't really. Or at least like they can't match up to her.
No, nobody can.
Well, nobody except
Earleen here. Yes.
All right. Well.
Okay. Well, that's that.
Guess that's that.
Yes. Okay.
This is a long one.
Yes, this is a really long one, because I just asked you a ton of questions. Because there probably would have been questions that Cherry asked too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so we just kind of got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yes. So we have one more today, I think, and then that's it.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll get to that.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.